That one is also given over here to Pisces if you look to the 12th sign. And then you see in the outside circle beside it, then you've got Neptune. And Neptune was discovered September 24th, 1846. And it did tie in with a resurgence of spiritualism, especially in England. And, my background is I'm very much UK in terms of my ancestry. So I do resonate with some of that. People would need to, if they wanted to look into it more deeply, look at other cultures at that time and see what was going on if they want more depth or more broader understanding of Neptune. But Neptune is considered to be a planet of illusion, of spiritual mystery, but also the deceit that can come with it. So you have to watch out. You can be looking for clarity and really be fooled whenever Neptune is dominant in a chart. It's been assigned to Pisces because Pisces is, if you know the symbology most commonly used, fish going in two different directions. So it is trying to go two ways at the same time, and Pisceans can be very much like that, trying to keep a foot in the material realm and also one in the ethereal realm. So you get a lot of Pisceans who are artists, writers, mystics of some kind. And that very much ties in with both Jupiter, which is a very spiritual but philosophical, more knowledge-based planet, and Neptune, which is very much, I want to feel the stars as part of my being. It very much tied into the whole drug culture that came along when I was in my late 20s, and people who were really involved in that really wanted to break down the boundaries that came out of the 1950s, where people were so caught up in structures and doing what was right, and they just weren't being honest. So the kids from that generation wanted to break down those boundaries. That's why they got into using marijuana and other drugs, because they wanted to experience more of what life could be, and they wanted to have real relationships. So they didn't want to be forced into marriage. They didn't want to be forced into being at one job for the rest of their life, and they wanted to have wide open opportunities, and they wanted to explore their own consciousness. Because once you start opening that gateway, one of the things that people were finding out was the inside of themselves, their own consciousness was pretty fascinating and amazing. They weren't just the physical form following the rules that were laid out in the 1950s by their parents. And so that had a lot to do with that expression of Neptune at that time. Going up to the 10th house, Saturn, which is